Hi, everybody. This is Leo Brady with AMovieGuy.com. I am here with the incredibly talented Joel Kim Booster and Andrew Ahn, the fantastic director, writer, actor, stars of Fire Island. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
God, congratulations about this movie. I found it so charming and it's fantastic. My first question is going to be for Andrew. This has been a steady climb for you. I mean, your first two films have been really great indie hits. I cannot tell a lie. I saw Driveways on an airplane on my way from Chicago to Denver, the way you intended it to be viewed.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
however you see it. Really cool.
Yeah, well, I loved it. But so can you sort of tell me how long was Fire Island in the making? Was this sort of the movie that you were building towards and wanted to make?
I mean, it's a good question. I never thought that I would make a rom-com, but I got the script for Fire Island. Joel sent it my way, and I loved the comedy of it, of course, but I also recognized that it had real heart to it, and that's something that I'm looking for in my feature film work. I think it's a waste of time to make something that feels hollow, that doesn't have any meaningfulness to it. And Joel's script, I saw at the center of it that it was about queer Asian American friendship, and that seemed so exciting to me. And so even though it was a different genre than what I'm used to, I knew that I had my way in. The comedy, that was, it's challenging, it's really hard to do, but I was working with some of the best, Joel Kim Booster, Bowen Yang, Margaret Cho, these are such amazing, comedians, actors. I think I would be really, really bad at my job if I made them unfunny, And so, all I wanted to do was create an environment where they could have fun, that I could facilitate their talents, to show on screen in the way that it does in this film.
Yeah. Well, Joel, so let's ask you this sort of, it seems like a standard question, but I heard you talk about your writing process for comedy. But what was your writing process for this film? And also, did you see yourself in the lead role from the get-go?
Yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, this was a real excuse for Bowen and I to get to do a movie together. I've been friends with Bowen for close to a decade, and we rarely get to do things together because I think, conventional wisdom in this industry says that we check a lot of the same boxes. So, there can only be one of us in a movie, right. And I think I was really, really frustrated with that because we are so different and we bring so many different things to the table. And I think, what I really wanted to do was write a project that, we could finally co-lead. I don't know if we'll ever get to do it again, honestly, unless I write it again. And so I hope it just shows that there is range within our experiences. And for me, writing the script I had an amazing blueprint in Jane Austen, and it made it really, really fun and challenging to try and find those parallels and figure out where it needed to deviate and where it needed to sort of mirror the original story. And it did not take me very long to write. It took me maybe 2 months to write the first draft of the script. And it really sort of, it went through a lot of different revisions, obviously, especially when Andrew came on, but it was always very clear that central relationship really never shifted.
Yeah. Well, and this might be a kind of a difficult question to sort of answer. And it's actually for both of you. I mean, for Joel, you're acting, producing, writing, and then Andrew, obviously you have to sort of put it all together as the director to make that work. But for both of you, what was really the scariest part? I mean, what was the scariest part of making this film? Or is it just now that when it's out there to hear what people are going to start saying about it?
I think making a movie for queer audiences it can be difficult because I think there's an impulse to want to make it for everybody and to speak to every experience and to be universal. And yet, what we really had to sort of pull back on at a certain point was to say, like, this is not about a universal gay experience. This is about really me and Bowen and our friendship and what we've gone through together and as gay Asian men in this community. And like, I think I had, especially, I'm terminally online. And so I wanted to stay 2 steps ahead of whatever the discourse about this movie might be, because, we're especially hard as minorities. We're hard on media that is, we're told is for us, quote unquote. And so, I wanted to, try and make sure that, I made a perfect movie. And like, there is just no perfect movie. There is only, an honest movie about a certain experience. And so I think that was really difficult for me, but Andrew, did an amazing job of tempering that.
Yeah. Andrew, what about you?
I mean, my focus was, really like finding emotional honesty from beat to beat in this film. Like, here's this great screenplay, here's this amazing cast, like, don't fuck it up. Was a lot of what I was thinking. And yeah, like, how do I continue to like find depth to it? How can I find truth in it? I think it would have been really easy for a director to come on board and just like make a fun, fluffy movie, but like, I wanted to use this film as a Trojan horse for like real themes that we wanted to explore, racism, classism, like within the queer community, and I think that in doing that, like setting that goal, like, I knew it was going to be really difficult, but I had a really wonderful collaborator in Joel, and I think we held on to each other for dear life, because it's difficult making a movie during COVID. It's difficult to make a movie at all. Like, this was our first studio film, so there were a lot of new experiences for us. But I think we really went into it kind of embracing the challenge, like knowing that, things were going to be difficult, but that like, gosh, like, we have this opportunity. This is so huge. Like, it's so cool. Like, let's have as much fun with it as possible.
Yeah. Well, gosh, and honestly, that fun just radiates throughout this entire movie. I mean, I there's so many questions I want to ask about like the collective cast, the experiences you guys had together, working together and getting close with one another. But I think we honestly we need to highlight Joel and Bowen's relationship. Can you talk about sort of the amazing talent of Bowen Yang? Obviously, like, he is skyrocketing with his work on SNL. What was it sort of like for you guys to sort of make sure that he gets highlighted and everybody can see that this is a fantastic actor? He's an amazing talent, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard, Bowen.
Yeah.
It's not hard at all. I think he brings it naturally. And I think, like, for me, I'm really honored to give him a platform to prove that he's, people know him as the iceberg and,
Right.
and many other characters on that show.
Right.
I think that they know he can do what he does in this movie, which is really, really bring, honest emotion and heart and drama to this part. And I'm really proud that we gave him the platform to do that for the first time. And I think people are really going to be surprised at the range that Bowen has.
Yeah. Bowen's amazing. He's a star and an actor, and I really I felt so just inspired to work with him, and then to see like Joel and Bowen together, like their chemistry, their history, just like kind of that friendship, it feels so organic on screen. Like that's that's something that you can't create in casting. Like, it's the fact that they're actual friends that gives this film just that kind of intangible love and like quality of friendship, the depth of it. And so I want the world for Joel and Bowen. This is such a great opportunity for them to keep you know, like moving forward in their careers, being badasses. I hope they remember me.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Well, that's my time. You two are so great. I appreciate this movie so much. I thought it was it's funny, it's beautiful, it's charming. I really hope so many more audiences and so many more people get out to see it. Fire Island, great. Andrew Ahn and Joel Kim Booster, thank you so much, both of you, for
Thank
talking
you.
with me today.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.